Love to do this week in review, but instead let's talk about lawn care, everybody. This week I reviewed Pollen. Not the game, the allergen. Pretty big lawn out there. Don't know why you're concentrating on a 3 square foot area in front of my window. Good stuff. Hey there everybody, it's Mike DeLisio, which is a hallmark of his designs.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to Week in Review here on the Dice Tower, where we take a look at all the stuff we did over the past week, and then we tell you what we think about it. And then you, if you go, I would like to know more, we got links in the description so you can go see the full videos. Let's go.
Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Here's what I did last week. So I reviewed Horrified World of Monsters. I gave this a 5 out of 10. I thought it was a very underwhelming game. It has a lot of production issues. It has an identity crisis, I thought. Some things are too easy. Some things are too hard. The rulebook leaves a lot to be desired. And overall, it just is a much weaker product, a sort of shadow of its former self when compared to previous Horrified games, especially some of the earlier ones. I also reviewed Loot, which I give a 7 out of 10 to. This is a critical darling right now, and a game in which you are going to be sort of collecting goodies and putting them in your own player area, trying to turn on scoring abilities. I like the puzzly nature of it. I enjoy what's going on in it, but I thought the look could have been enhanced to make that visual puzzle a little bit easier. To have it be not just dynamic in the mind, but to take away the difficulty of everything kind of looking greenish and everything sort of a different shade of green in a way. And I enjoy the game, but I think it could be better if the look was a little friendlier to the puzzle. And then I also reviewed 3 small solo games from Button Shy, the publisher. These are all 18-card, little, quick, pocket-sized games. And they are The Last Lighthouse, which I gave a 7 to. Really fun theme here. I like the idea of protecting this lighthouse from nightmares, and you are having to take them out and use the same card flipped upside down to fight against them. Nice. A little on the easy side, but overall enjoyable. Aqua Rove, which I also gave a 7 out of 10 to. This one is a very puzzly game, really fun, neat, in which you're trying to manipulate pieces on the table in order to make the pattern that the game is asking of you. And then lastly, Ancient Realm, which I gave an 8 out of 10 to. This one has an antiquity theme, and it is very cool and sort of resource management puzzle in which you are covering up various pieces of previous cards in order to trigger abilities and get the most points you can. That one's a little more demanding, and I like it for it. So that's it for me. I'm Z Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.
Yes, don't mind me. I'm just filming you this time, huh? How does it feel to have everybody watching you instead? Hey everybody, it's Chris time, and this week I took a look at a few games, the first of which, Quorum, I gave a 7. This is a medium box game from DeVere. It's a very simple structure of card drafting, but it's a very complicated structure of card scoring. I like all the things scoring off of each other, but it is a bit of a bear to teach. Cute, enjoyable, a 7 from me. Next up, Tea Garden, 7.5. This is the third game from Tomasz Holek, reviewed on the channel here. And this one is very good. It's a little bit Concordia. It's a little bit Viticulture. It's a little bit of a lot of different things in a familiar package. For gamers who are very experienced, I think that it'll be a rewarding, fun game that won't feel too original, but it will feel pretty easy to pick up because of all those similarities. If you're looking for something more unique, you might have to look elsewhere, but it's a good, fun time. Orbit, I gave an 8. This is Knizia's game from Bitewing here. That's not a reprint. It's a new one, racing around to planets. I definitely enjoy this one, and I think that it has a nice amount of scalability. You want to play it very approachable to lots of new people. You play with the most basic settings. You want to crunch it up a little bit and throw a bit more in. I think it has some nice legs to it, so Orbit gets an 8. But the highest game review this week was Hot Streak with a 9, a game about mascot racings, and boy, these mascots are sure bad at racing, and that makes this game amazing. This is one that you make very few choices in, and that after you make a few choices, you just giggle and laugh as you flip over cards and watch these dorky-looking mascots race around. Absolutely worth checking out. Yes, it's a bit of a high price point, but I think the production helps actually kind of convey what this game is. Stupid, but fun. I also did a top 10 list this week, top 10 games that you should check out, board games to play if you liked Andor/Rogue One. It was a really fun list to put together. I tried to put a little more study and search into that one. Very proud of how that list turned out, along with all the rest of the stuff that we did. But that was my week.
All right, I took a look at 2 different games this week. First up was the new Horrified. This is World of Monsters. Came in at a 7 on this one. I was so disappointed to have to give this a 7. I really was hoping that this would be kind of the expansion and the standalone Horrified all-in-one that we've been waiting for, where we can mix and match all the different versions together. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I think that the rules are still convoluted. I think that it is still just a mess to try to bring in the other games that we have already in this series and mix them together, so it's just a big miss on that front. But ultimately, I do still recommend it because I really enjoy Horrified. I think it was a very innovative system when it came out. I still enjoy playing it. I still recommend it for people that like co-op games but don't want everything to be pandemic. So I really enjoy Horrified, and for that I rate the World of Monsters, the newest one, at a 7. Also took a look at the newest expansion for Forest Shuffle. This is Woodland Edge. Came in at a 7.5 on it. I will note, if you watch that review, I talk about if you added the 2 expansions together, Alpine and Woodland's Edge, into the base game, it would bump it up to like an 8.5 for me, because I really think that this expansion rounds out Forest Shuffle very well when you also have Alpine in it. On its own, it's really good. I put it in the game and I pretty much forget it's in there. It allows you to explore a lot of different strategies in your same gameplay, instead of just kind of hyper focusing on one that you know always gets you there, always wins or makes you competitive for that first place. So it really rounds out a lot of the other strategies, which brings a lot of fun if you've played it a lot, but it does make the scoring a little bit more heavy, I guess. Just definitely takes more time and more energy to score the game with this expansion in it, but definitely worth it if you see this one hitting the table a lot and you're looking to round out some strategies. So Woodland Edge, coming for Forest Shuffle, was a 7.5. That's going to be it for me this week. Let's keep going, though.
Hey, everybody. I'm Joe Evans, and here's some games I reviewed this week. First off, Horrified World of Monsters. It's funny, I came across, I think, maybe negative in that review, but I ended up giving it a 7. Why? Because Cthulhu itself, it's simple, but the rules on it, they need to do better with their rule book. But anyway, I don't know how well this mixes with the other ones, but I do like it for what it is. I played with my daughter. I think it's a great family weight game. I like what the characters, the heroes, bring to it. I like a lot of their abilities. I like the perk cards. I also like the Yeti. I like pretty much all the monsters in it, except Cthulhu is just fine, which he's at the forefront. But if you like Horrified, check it out. I love the system. I'm going to continue to buy all the ones they come out with, and I'm looking forward to the D&D one they're coming out with. But anyway, this is a 7, Horrified World of Monsters. And then Tea Garden. Tea Garden is, it was one that it's nice as deck building. You've got some tracks you go up to. I liked all the mechanisms of this separately. They're all very good, but then putting them together, it just didn't really do anything extravagant for me. Anything that was very unique. I don't see myself going back to it. Came out down at a 6 on that. Then this one really surprised me. This one I thought I would hate, but I really enjoyed. This is Hot Streak. Hot Streak for me, I just compare it really to Camel Up. It's just a silly game where mascots are racing. You're flipping over cards and they're tripping. They're falling over each other and you're betting on which mascot's going to go the furthest. You might get near the finish lines or turn around and go backwards. It really feels like you're watching a mascot race. Again, coming in at a 9, I can see this hitting the table a lot at parties, things like that, because it's just fun. I think it's overproduced with the colored mascots and stuff, but it's very cute. So this is a 9, Hot Streak. And those are the games that I reviewed this week.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and I have 2 games this week. The first one is Quorum. This one I gave a 6. There's so many crazy different scoring, and it all has to do with the same colors, and it's confusing. And I've taught it to multiple groups, and they've all been confused. And so it's a simple game, but it just doesn't do it for me. There's so many other games that do that multiple scoring with less confusion. So 6 for that. The other one is Tea Garden. This is a light deck building game. Well, I guess the deck building part is light. Not that the game is necessarily light. It's more of that mid-weight level. But I like a lot of what's going on, and I like that it's a lean into a whole bunch of different things. But the actual deck building itself, I find to be a bit frustrating, and you can watch the review if you want to know a little bit more about what I mean for that. But yeah, those are the 2 games, so let's go ahead and see who is next.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio, and this week I reviewed Orbit from designer Reiner Knizia. I gave this an 8 out of 10. It's a space-themed racing game where you are going to be trying to visit a certain number of planets and get back to your home planet first. It's, I said, a racing game, and it has the very simple decision of picking a card from your hand and playing it out in front of you and then doing what the card says. But within that, there's some really cool interaction, as you would hope in a space game, and some clever decisions to be made within this very tight rule set. And then I did a first impressions from the Tokyo Game Market video where I talked briefly about 14 of the games that I brought back from the Tokyo Game Market. So you can check that out if you have an interest on that as well. All right, that's going to do it for me this week.
All right, I took a look at Loot this week, which is one of the Spiel des Jahres Game of the Year award nominees in Germany, and it was fine. It works okay. I just found it to be a little samey after a while. I give it a 6 out of 10. We also took a look at the best-selling games from May. I took a look at another shelf in the Dice Tower library, some blogs from Origins, and funnily enough, I took a look at some Monopoly expansions. We played all 3 of those the other week, so I went over each of them. Big Money is Buy Everything is the only one I would say get, but they're all silly fun. And if you just want to make your Monopoly experience faster and funnier, they're worth checking out, especially considering how inexpensive they are. We took a look at the 2 expansions for Catan, the 2 first expansions anyway. Seafarers, which I used to like a lot more. Now, it's okay, 6.5. It's almost there. It's better. It makes the base game better. But Cities and Nights is where I really changed. I used to not like this. I thought it made the game too complex. Now it puts the game exactly where I want it to be. Still a little too long, but I enjoyed it, 7 out of 10. And my kids also really enjoyed both of these games. Now, 2 games I really liked. Orbit from Bitewing Games. This Reiner Knizia race game is just one of those perfect introductory games I think a lot of people are going to enjoy, but also a strategy of racing around the galaxy. Very fun, 9 out of 10. And then Hot Streak, one of the most fun racing games I've played in a long time. Kind of like Camel Up, I think, where you have these mascots racing. Just a ton of fun. Also a 9 out of 10. And like I said, lots of other things up this past week. Check them out. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vassell, and you're watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, if you would love to game with us at one of our conventions, check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.
Oh, that's who's watching. I knew it was you.
That's going to do it for me this week.